I'm Megan, your host, and if you like this episode, then you can follow us for more, and you can also catch us on all social medias for more FRA content. Enjoy! Hi everyone, welcome back to the FRA Radio. We are in a totally different setup today. We are actually finally in our new building and we're sort of experimenting with these new podcast episodes where I'll be on camera. You can watch them, you can still listen to them over on Spotify, but we've got some really exciting plans and some really exciting guests coming on. So I would definitely keep your eye out for every Friday for our new episodes. So I've actually just come back off of my 3-week work placement, and that's what we're going to be chatting about in today's episode. Basically everything about the work placement, what I did on my work placement, sort of how you can prepare for them. So yeah, let's get started. So not many people know, or they do know, but pretty much all of our courses come with a 3-week work placement. I did the level 3 course and I got a 3-week work placement there, just one, but in our degree courses you actually get 2, so you get one in your first year and one in your second year, and the one in the first year I've just completed. So you do it in August after you've done all your modules, and it is 3 weeks long. And it is 3 weeks full time. So this means Monday to Friday you are working. You don't do any uni work in the meantime, so you can solely focus on your work placement. You do not know where you are going, but you do get to say to the guys who saw all of it, they basically will send out like a little email and you get to rank certain industries in order of where you'd like to go most. So for example, I think it was social media, PR, digital marketing, and sort of like studio work or like styling studio work. So I ranked them and I did social media as my first choice, and I actually managed to get one in social media, which is really cool. So I went to Joe Loves, and not many people know what it is. It's not really a brand that many of us probably shop from because they are considered kind of luxury, but you will be familiar with Jo Malone. And essentially, Jo Malone, the CEO, the woman, she created Jo Malone. She has then sold that on to Estee Lauder, and then she created her own company called Jo Loves. It's about 10 years old, I think, but they have only just sort of really seen some growth in the last 4 years. So I learned all about the company itself and what they sell. Obviously, they sell things very similar to Jo Malone, so fragrances, perfume, well, same thing, body washes, what else? Basically fragrance. I was literally smelling fragrances all day, every day. I literally came home with a headache every day, but that's okay. So also in the little bio, you get to say what you're interested in. And for me, at the time, I was quite interested in experimenting beauty rather than fashion, even though the course is fashion marketing. I know that loads of people end up taking the beauty cosmetics route. So this was my chance to put in the bio that I was quite interested in doing a beauty placement, and the team worked so hard to try and get you exactly what you wanted, and I'm so grateful and lucky because I did get exactly what I wanted, and it was a beauty placement. So once I had received all the information, you do get the information quite close to actually your start date. So I do think I found out a week or 2 before. This is just because I think it's so many people, some people pull out, and it can't be something that is organised in advance. So you do have to just hope for the best, but you will eventually get your placement. So like I say, there are 5 days a week. However, I did have the opportunity to work from home sometimes, and this really helped, and it really broke up the week because the one I did in level 3 was 5 days a week commuting into London, and that really did take its toll on me. So this one, it was about 2 to 3 days in office, which really, really helped. So on your first day, or even the prep before, as soon as I found out the company, and you also will find out who you are working with, the team, you'll get their email, and I instantly looked them up on LinkedIn. I emailed them, reached out to them, said to them, I'm so excited to join the team. I'm really interested in social media. So that's really what I want to get from you guys. And they instantly reached out, and I thought that was really nice. And it really reassured me that this was going to be a good placement. So the FRA do recommend you reach out as soon as possible, and I'm just going to say make sure you do, because, and like I'm talking as soon as the work placement is assigned, because some people are on annual leave. Like, you want their email to be in their inbox as soon as possible, so they've got enough time to read it, and then you guys come the following week or something. So I then did loads of research sort of about the company, what they sold, things like that, how much they sold their things for. I then sort of like spoke with my mentor, who recommended maybe visiting the store. They only had one store, and because I just wasn't in London at the time, I was just like, I'm going to do that a different time before the work placement. But if you are doing something like Urban Outfitters or a bigger brand, and you can probably get to their store a bit quicker and more easy, I would really recommend doing that, and being able to probably go into your work placement and say, oh, I recently visited the store, like this looked really, really cool. So obviously my first day I was super nervous, like anyone would be, and that is totally normal. I feel like your first day of anything is nervous. So I made sure that I gave myself plenty of time to actually find the offices, because that can be something that makes you late, because it just can. So I'd really recommend that you give yourself enough time when looking for the offices. I didn't actually have to be there until 9:15, so that helped. So I'd usually get there by 9, and then I'd have like 15 minutes just to refresh and then go back in. So the things I actually got up to on my work placement, I shadowed a girl called Phoebe, who was the social media and PR exec. They were quite a small team, so Phoebe did a lot, and I actually really liked that, because I was able to get experience on loads of different areas that I never had done before. So I helped a lot with their social media strategy for a new product that they're coming out with, and it's now out. And now that I'm following them on social media, I'm like seeing all the work that like we had prepped, and now it's all gone live. So they had a new fragrance release, and it was planning 2 weeks of solid content every single day, as well as stories every single day. So that definitely took a lot of time. I also did quite a deep competitor analysis research for them. A lot of the time when you go into placements, they really like you to do research, because it's just things that none of them have time to do, and it's like fresh eyes on the research. So they were kind of struggling a little bit with their social media, and they wanted to know what their competitors were doing, which is a great place to start when you are struggling. So that was kind of my job, and it took me like nearly 2 days, because I probably looked into like 20 competitors, like luxury, mid-luxury, and then sort of like more high street, but super trendy, because I think they wanted to, you know, tap into a younger audience and maybe start doing some more trendy videos. So I produced like a massive document. It was like 40 pages, and that went to the marketing director and the CEO, and they read through it all, and they really liked it. But that's just a task. It was quite a tedious, long task, but unfortunately when you're on your placement, you just have to take on anything that they give you. And I'd also recommend any task that they do give you, like that is your chance to really show your skills. So I made sure, like even down to the small details, like I made sure their logo was like on each of the pages, and I made sure all the fonts was very similar to their actual fonts as well. And that's just a really good opportunity to show a bit of your creativity. So that is definitely like a top tip I would give. Another thing that I'm not used to, because I've never like worked with a beauty brand, is the emphasis on Christmas. So they were planning so much of their Christmas events. I actually went and viewed some venues that they were looking at to host an event for their product launch, not necessarily the Christmas one, but they were actually having a Christmas shoot. I think it's going to be like next week. They were doing a Christmas shoot where they hire a house in Surrey, and they shoot all day there, all the products, and that's where they get like all the campaign imagery. So it's a shame that wasn't when I was on the placement, because I would have loved to have gone, but that was something I did similar on my level 3 one. So sometimes just it depends on the timing of and what the company's up to, but usually when there's events like that, they would try and bring you along, and that's a great thing to add to your CV, or even like your LinkedIn, that you've been and assisted on events like that. So there was a lot of prep to do with Christmas. They also wanted to partner up with some brands at Christmas, so I was looking into Hotel Chocolat, things like that. So that was pretty much my 3 weeks up. It went so fast, and I was actually really sad to leave, but I was excited to come and like get back into uni. But I was just really grateful for the experience, and I heard so many other stories from like my other friends who had really great experiences. And I just think the work placement, it technically is optional, but it's really important that you do try and go for it, because it's just an amazing opportunity and experience. I think it really gets you used to a bit of the full-time working life, like commuting into London, seeing all these big offices. Like, for example, I know that my friend on Thursdays, they would all drink on Thursdays, and like we used to get at my office like at 3 o'clock, someone would come around and bring around drinks. So it was like, that's just like not what you would expect, and you don't get that through, you only get that through like doing a work placement like this. So I'd really recommend, when the opportunity does come up for you, to jump head first and do your work placement, because you will get so many amazing experiences for it. It will give you so many life skills as well, and also it's a great thing to add to your CV and your LinkedIn. And all the brands that the FRA work with are so credible, and they just are all amazing. So if anyone is going to see, when you go to a next job and employers see that you did a placement at Joe Loves or a PR agency or Urban Outfitters, the White Company, they're going to really want to talk to you, because that's a great experience to have at such a young age. So I know this has been a short and sweet episode, but I just wanted to let you guys know about our placements, because not many people talk about them. In our degrees, we do get another one next year around May time, so maybe I can recreate this video, and that would have been my last one. So I hope you enjoyed this new kind of episode. Please let us know if you like this, and if you prefer watching them, because I'm sure it's much easier watching them than listening to them all the time. But for now, I am going to leave you, and I'll be with you next week. Bye.